Hey guys, this is Shaun Lee IT 104 Section 208. For my project, I chose the topic of net neutrality. I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is, the background of the whole thing, the debate that surrounds the issue, and some of the economic aspects um, that revolve around it as well. So, first and foremost, net neutrality is the protocol set forth by the Federal Communications Commission that prevents internet service providers from putting content through a electronic slow lane or fast lane. Now, what does this mean? It means that if net neutrality were not implemented and the protocols were not the rule and the rules were not there, the regulations, they're all gone. That would mean providers such as Verizon, Cox, these any provider would have the rights to discriminate content in terms of slowing down or blocking it completely. So Verizon, uh, in this scenario, would be able to block content from Netflix or Hulu if they so choose, if they so chose. Obviously, this would deter consumers and it would make the internet um, a commodity. It would make it a good, something that providers could profit off of, and would cause smaller providers to be unable to afford to stay in business. So, the little background leading into this, a plan to lift net neutrality was proposed in in the prior decade. In 2014, I think it was May, Tom Wheeler, the chairman of the SEC at the time, proposed a plan that would lift net neutrality and, like I mentioned, make the internet a good, a commodity that can be profited upon. Immediately, there was widespread outcry. The the plan was shelved immediately, but the debate was still ongoing. So, as I mentioned in my paper, there are two sides to this debate. There are the pro-web people and there are the pro-commodity people. The people on the pro-web side believe that net neutrality should stay as it is, that the internet is an open good, in economic terms, a natural good, something that all people, all consumers should be allowed to use freely. Now, why is this a problem? Internet service providers, obviously, to send packets through the web to their clients, they need to provide the broadband. In order to do that, they need money, and but it is a big argument for these providers is that they are not making enough returns, market share wise, for their goods, for their service. Now, without net neutrality, this would be completely different. Internet service providers would be allowed to monitor all content so that their service is showing the content that they want. Um, Now, what would this do? It would cause consumers to actually have to make a bigger decision when choosing um, a provider, because depending on which content they would wish to view, they would have to choose accordingly for the provider. Now, this would also cause content companies to be forced to pay for faster streams. Now, obviously, this would be a big way for internet service providers to benefit. However, the internet would no longer be an open good. Uh, People would not be able to view certain content depending on which server they have, and would most likely have to pay, uh, which creates a new market altogether, but at the same time deters packet sending as we know it in today's World Wide Web. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much net neutrality in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please feel free to read through the content pages on my website. My research paper is there, so please feel free to read through. And hopefully I've given you a good overview, a decent overview of what this issue is and what it entails.